Excuse me, Ben. I was told you might be able to help me with a question.
Hi, Chloe. Of course. What's on your mind? Please, have a seat.
Thank you. Well, I am a new employee, as you know, and last week I had to take a client out for lunch and pay for a taxi. I have the receipts here, but I have no idea how to get the money back. I need to file an expense report, but I have never done one at this company before.
Ah, the famous expense report. Do not worry. You came to the right person. I can definitely walk you through the process. It seems complicated at first, but it is actually very easy once you do it one time.
Oh, that is such a relief to hear. I was a little worried I would do it wrong.
Not at all. Everyone needs help the first time. I am happy to show you the steps. Do you have a few minutes now?
Yes, I have time now. Thank you so much, Ben.
Okay, great. First things first, our company does everything online. We have a special software for expenses. You do not need to fill out any paper forms, which is nice.
That is good. I dislike paperwork. So, where can I find this online software?
You need to go to our company's main website, the intranet page. After you log in, look at the top menu. You should see a link called Tools or Employee Services. Click on that.
Okay, I see the Tools link. I have clicked on it. Now I see a list of different programs.
Perfect. In that list, you should see something called Expense Management or My Expenses. It should have a little icon that looks like a calculator or a receipt.
Yes, I see it. Expense management. Should I click on that to open it?
That is the one. Go ahead and open it. Before we start, make sure you have all your receipts next to you. It is also helpful to know the total amount for each expense.
Okay, the software is open now. It says, Welcome, Chloe, and there is a big button that says, Create New Report.
Excellent. That is exactly where you need to start. Every time you submit expenses, you start by creating a new report. A report is like a folder that holds all the expenses for a specific trip or period.
That makes sense. So I should click Create New Report now?
Yes, please do that. A new box should appear, asking you for some details about the report. It will probably ask for a report name and a date range.
It does. What should I put for the report name? Should it be my name?
That is a great question. You should give it a descriptive name. For example, Lunch with Client John Smith or Marketing Conference, August. It helps your manager understand what the expenses were for. For today, you can just call it Client Lunch and Taxi.
Okay, client, lunch, and taxi. And for the dates, I just put the dates when the expenses happened?
Exactly. If it was all on one day, you can put the same start and end date.
Now that you have created the report, you should see a new screen where you can add your individual expenses. There should be a button that says Add Expense or New Item.
Yes, I see the Add Expense button. I will click it.
Great. This is the part you will repeat for each receipt you have. Let's start with your taxi receipt. A form should pop up with several boxes to fill in.
It did. It is asking for the transaction date, vendor, expense category, and amount.
Perfect. The transaction date is the date on your receipt. The vendor is the name of the company you paid. So for the taxi, you can write City Taxi Service, or whatever the name of the company is.
Okay, I have entered the date and the vendor name. Now for the expense category. There's a drop-down menu with many options.
Yes, this is an important step. For the taxi, you should choose the category Transportation or Travel. Then, in the Amount box, you just type in the total cost from the receipt.
I see transportation as an option. I will select that. That seems simple enough for the taxi. But what about the lunch with the client? I see a few categories here that could work.
What options do you see?
I see meals, business meals, and entertainment. The lunch was with a client, so it was for business. Which one is the correct one to choose? Does it matter?
That is a very important question. Yes, it does matter for the company's accounting. Our company policy says that if you are eating with a client to discuss business, you should always choose business meals.
Okay, business meals. And what is the entertainment category used for?
You would use entertainment if you took a client to something like a concert or a sports game. The meals category is for when you eat alone or with colleagues while traveling for work.
That explanation is very helpful. Thank you. I will be sure to choose business meals for the client lunch. It is good to know the difference between them.
I am glad I could clarify that. Now, after you fill in all the details for an expense, there is one more very important step for each item. You need to attach a copy of the receipt.
Attach a copy. How do I do that? Do I need to use the big office scanner?
You can use the office scanner, which is a great option. You can scan all your receipts and save them as PDF files on your computer. Or, an even easier way is to just use your smartphone.
I can use my phone? How?
Yes, just take a clear, well-lit photograph of the receipt. Make sure all the details are readable: the date, the total amount, and the vendor's name. Then you can email the photo to yourself and save it to your computer.
That is much easier than using the big scanner. So, on the expense form, is there a button to upload the file?
Exactly. You should see a button that says Attach Receipt or Upload File. You click that, find the file on your computer, and attach it to the expense item. You must do this for every single expense.
Okay, so I need to upload a photo of the receipt for the taxi and another photo for the lunch receipt. I can do that. What if I have a receipt that is more complicated?
What do you mean by more complicated? Can you give me an example?
Well, next month I have to travel to another city for a conference. I will have a hotel bill. Usually, a hotel bill has the cost of the room, but it might also have a meal from the hotel restaurant and maybe a charge for internet access, all on one receipt.
That is an excellent question. We call that an itemized receipt. In that situation, you do not enter it as one big expense. You have to break it down.
Break it down. How do I do that in the system?
You would still be in the same expense report. You would click Add Expense multiple times for that one receipt. You would create one expense item for the hotel room and choose the category accommodation. Then you would create a second expense for the meal and choose the category meals. You do this for each type of cost.
I see. So for one hotel bill, I might have 3 or 4 separate expense items? And what do I do for the receipt? Do I attach the same photo to all of them?
Yes, exactly. You would attach the same photo of the full hotel bill to each of those separate items. That allows the finance department to see how you calculated the different parts.
So, after you have added all your different expense items and you have attached all of your receipt photos, you are almost finished. The next step is to review your work carefully.
Is there a summary page where I can see everything together?
Yes, on the main report screen, you should see a list of all the expenses you have entered. It will show the vendor, the category, and the amount for each one. There should also be a total amount for the entire report at the bottom.
Oh, yes, I can see that now. I have my taxi and my lunch listed, and it shows the total.
Perfect. Your job now is to be a detective. Double-check everything. Make sure the amounts you typed match the amounts on your receipts. Check that the dates are correct, and most importantly, make sure there is a receipt attached to every single line.
That is good advice. It would be bad if I made a mistake. What happens after I have checked everything and it all looks correct?
Once you are confident that everything is perfect, you look for the Submit Report button. It is usually a big green button at the top or bottom of the page. When you click that, your report is sent for approval.
So when I click Submit, where does the report go? Does it go to the finance department?
It goes to our direct manager first. Your manager, Susan, will get an email notification that you have submitted an expense report. She will then log in, review it, and either approve it or reject it.
Reject it? Why would she reject it?
She might reject it if you made a mistake. For example, if you forgot to attach a receipt, or if you chose the wrong expense category. If she rejects it, the system will send it back to you with a note explaining what you need to fix. Then you just fix it and submit it again.
That is good to know. And if she approves it, what happens then? How do I get my money?
After Susan approves it, it automatically goes to the finance department. They do a final review. Once they approve it, the money will be paid to you. You will get an email notification telling you it has been fully approved.
And is the money sent to my bank account? When does that usually happen?
Yes, it is paid directly into the same bank account as your salary. It is usually paid out with your next regular paycheck.
So that is the entire process, from start to finish. It seems like a lot of steps when we talk about it, but it is very fast once you get used to it.
Let me see if I remember the main steps. First, I create a new report and give it a name. Second, I add each expense one by one, filling in the details. Third, I attach a photo of the receipt for every expense. Fourth, I review everything carefully. And fifth, I submit it for approval.
You have got it. That is a perfect summary. Create, add, attach, review, submit. That is all there is to it. The system takes care of the rest.
I feel much more confident about it now. Thank you so much for taking the time to explain it all so clearly, Ben. I really, really appreciate your help.
It was my pleasure, Chloe. We were all new once. It is important to help each other out. The system will save your report as a draft, so you can finish it later if you need to.
That is great to know. I think I can finish it now without any problems.
I'm sure you can. And if you ever get stuck on another report in the future, please do not hesitate to ask me again. I am always happy to help.